In this episode, we're going to be talking about the favorite class of every new player ever. The tuxedo terrorist. Now, there are plenty of stigmas about spy mains that I could be talking about. I think the most prominent one is that spy mains are all weeaboos, or, something like that. And to be honest, I just feel like that's kind of the low-hanging fruit, you know what I mean? Which is why I'm gonna make that joke right away. Okay, so now that that's out of the way, let's do that whole disclaimer thing. Stereotypes don't always apply to everyone, so don't get mad at me just because you don't like your stereotype for the hat you wear. It's not my fault. Anyway, everybody ready? All right, let's go. Okay, so usually I start off with the old school player hat, and you'd think that this would apply here. This was one of the first hats for spies, so a lot of veteran players would understandably be attached to this hat. That being said, it's kind of become known as the veteran spy hat in the last few years, meaning a lot of new spies who want to seem like they're experienced will wear this hat thinking it'll fool everyone. And, spoiler alert, it doesn't. This guy is usually a stock purist, meaning he's only going to use the default weapons for spy. In this case, that's actually really good, since the stock weapons for spy are really good, consistent, and not infuriating to play against when they're abused or used as a crutch. So as much as I hate spies in general, I really respect these guys at the same time. Even though the hilariously overpowered set effect tied to this hat is long gone, these guys will still always use the Saharan spy set and usually the Dead Ringer with it. Despite the fact that the Dead Ringer's decloak is no longer almost completely silent, they're still holding on to it. Maybe it's out of a sense of nostalgia, or maybe it's because they're terrible at staying alive and they need to have a crutchy get out of jail free card. Oh boy, this ought to be good. So, there are two types of Charmer Chapeau spies. First, there are the ones who haven't quite figured out that they have a gun yet. They'll constantly try for trick stabs, even on people who aren't complete morons, and when they inevitably fail, instead of going invisible to escape or backing up and shooting you with their class's primary weapon, they'll just hop around like an idiot hoping you'll approach and become a victim of this game's shitty melee hit reg. And then they'll act like it was all skill when they eventually get a face stab. Now on the other side of the coin, we actually have the exact opposite. These guys refuse to use their knife. In fact, they'll always use the ambassador, no matter what. Even if they can't actually aim, they'll still try to use it so they can be like Akuma and get those sick ambi headshots. So today we've got a certified spy main here with us to talk to us about why he loves the ambassador so much. So yeah, welcome. So tell me, why do you use the ambassador?
Well, it's the best revolver for spy by far.
Okay, what makes you say that?
Well, I watched Akuma play spy, and he uses it, so that means every other revolver must be bad.
Well, but the stock revolver is really consistent and helpful for someone without godlike aim, right?
Yeah, but it isn't the ambassador.
Okay, but the Diamondback rewards you with crits that do the same damage as the ambassador for just playing your class effectively, right?
Yeah, but it isn't the ambassador.
Okay, but the L'étranger is a fantastic utility weapon that allows you to more effectively get behind enemy lines and get crucial picks, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Right, so you don't always have to use
But it isn't the ambassador!
Oh, for fuck's sake. This is the spy's low-tier unusual hat. The nuts and bolts one won't even cost you 10 keys if you can find the right seller. Just look for the quick sales. Now this hat is the true veteran spy hat. It was Spy's first hat ever, but barely anyone ever wears it anymore, which means that the ones who still wear it have been wearing it for a really long time. They'll also usually use stock, but they're open to using whatever's the most effective weapon for a certain situation. I'm not actually a huge fan of this one. I know a lot of people like it because, oh wow, it's such a cool future cyborg hat and people will think I'm cool if I wear this, you know, that sort of thing. But it's really hard to pair with Spy's other cosmetics. I don't know. Oh, and this guy usually uses the Diamondbacks, so expect for him to pull out a metric shit ton of crits just out of nowhere. Okay, so most of you who wear this hat probably wear it because you saw that one main menu picture of the spy with this one and thought it was funny. That's not necessarily a bad thing, it's just still fairly widespread. So this guy will usually use the l'étranger, or however you pronounce it, I don't know. Maybe it's just because the name is similar? I don't really know. As far as I know, there's no item set or anything. The only thing that connects these two together is the name. It's just, I don't know, man. Now this hat is probably the most tryhardy hat that Spy has. Now again, I just want to clarify that being a tryhard is not a bad thing. I know that it's gotten a negative connotation over the years, so let me just explain what I mean. This guy doesn't try to be flashy, he doesn't go for trick stabs willy-nilly, he won't try and get unnecessary headshots with the ambassador to look cool, he tries to win. And if that means not doing something fancy and just stabbing some people, then he'll do it, which is really respectable. This spy has been playing the game for a while now, but he's not amazing at the class. Of course, that can actually work out in his favor sometimes, since he won't always do the things that you expect experienced spies to do. Now, this hat is a total war pig. Okay, in fact, a lot of spies' hats are war pigs, but this one is probably one of the bigger ones. This guy uses the sharp dresser all the time and thinks he can trick stab, and he probably can't. This guy will almost always wear this hat with the escapist, and that's really it. There's nothing else. That's it. Why are you still here? Go. Go, that's it. That's the joke. There is no joke, it's just a stereotype. Go. Go, get out of here. Come on, we gotta get to the edgy joke. Let's go, come on, move along. Alrighty, that's it for today. As always, if I missed a hat you wanted to see, let me know so that I can put it in the last episode, which I reserved for popular hats that I missed the first time around. And after that, well, that's it. Well, I mean, not really. I'm absolutely going to do more stereotype videos for things like weapons and miscs and paints and, you know, other stuff. I'm well aware that the stereotype videos are the reason most of you subscribed, so I have no plans to stop doing that. Don't worry. And, other than that, I think that's all I had. So, yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.